do suck when it comes to women. And I hate to break it to you, but if you don't address some of the root causes that are going to hinder you from even getting past that preliminary stage, it's going to be a rough ride, my friend. A lot of young men struggle with dating. A lot of these issues can stem from the type of environment you're in or the type of experiences that you went through growing up, and ultimately, the type of life and future you envision for yourself. The game has changed. We have moved on from traditional courtships and in person interactions to a world dominated by online dating platforms and hookup culture. In the past, dating was often a structured process with clear expectations and a focus on marriage as the ultimate goal. Today, it revolves a lot more on individual freedom and choice. It's a lot more casual. I'm gonna be real with you. I've never been a huge fan of dating apps. If I remember correctly, I might have only used the apps for a few months back when I was looking, but always had that desire to meet someone in a more organic way. On a side note, I find it quite hilarious that every girl seems to love traveling and hiking. Anyone notice the same? Maybe it's just me. My heart goes out to all the guys in their late teens and 20s. It's a difficult space to navigate. I've been there. I've had my fair share of wins and losses when it comes to women, and I'm blessed to say that a couple years back, I finally met a great gal. Today, we're happily married and learning how to navigate life together. I hope to shed some light on some things I learned along the way. If one is to truly understand how to be successful in their search of a partner, we need to dissect two parts of the equation: what the right woman is looking for and what obstacles men today need to overcome to be successful. This is probably the one thing that you hear the most: confidence. Women tend to be attracted to men who are confident in themselves, their abilities, and their decisions. There are many obstacles that can deter a man from being confident. Not being able to control your lust, having a lack of goals, and disregard for maintaining the greater good in life are all things that can become a hindrance for you. Since everything is more digital nowadays, it causes you to be lazy with your approach. Men have that easy route of being able to swipe instead of approaching someone they're interested in person. I want you to take that first step. Swipe, initiate conversation, fail, move on, repeat the process. Stop limiting yourself to one outlet. Approach people in public. This might sound cheesy, but rehearse your pickup lines in front of the mirror. Have that elevator pitch ready. Initiate a smile if you see someone you like. I'll give you a good pickup line. Walk up to her and say, "So what's your story?" And it works every time. Have fun and be firm in your speech. Confidence makes women feel secure and safe, and it shows that you're career-oriented, you're physically strong, and emotionally supportive. The issue that a lot of guys run into facing this is they've taken everything to the digital approach. You know, with stuff like OnlyFans and Corn and other outlets that can really shatter your confidence building process, you're not going to have that demeanor. You're not going to have that ability to go up and talk to people in real life. And this is more prevalent in today's age, and it's really sad to see, to be honest. You need to execute with clear intentions. Give her your full attention, listen, don't interrupt. Make sure you're leading with a steady pace. Communication isn't just about the words you say, it's the non-verbal cues like body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice that play a significant role in how your message is received. Maintain good eye contact and a good posture. This gets a little tricky if you're talking to someone you met on an app. However, be clear and concise. The goal should be to attain a more personal experience. Don't get too caught up in the texting. Ask her if you can shift to a phone call or FaceTime. It'll give her the impression that you care, and it'll be a great way for you to see if she offers you the same attention that you deserve as well. Avoid making things sexual or moving too fast. Unless, of course, this is what you have in mind. In that case, make those intentions clear. Don't waste anyone's time the same way you wouldn't want someone to waste yours. So what if it backfires right in your face? You just got rejected. How could you drop the ball, my guy? Just kidding. Who cares? There are plenty of fish in the sea. An adage as old as Father Time himself. You have to overcome the fear of rejection. The anxiety that comes with fear of rejection was something that hindered my interactions with women for the longest time. If you let this weigh down on you, it'll make it really difficult to pursue a new relationship or even approach women at all. Every man needs to work on ways to address this. Go to the gym, learn new skills, meditate, practice mindfulness. I wish I could give a pill that will wipe out all the anxiety that you possess, but if I had that type of solution, I'd probably be a millionaire by now. Create new experiences to overcome inexperience, which leads to my next point. You lack experience. You're young, you haven't interacted with women in various social settings. Sure, you might have talked to people in college or at work, but you're awkward. Maybe you work from home and haven't been around people as of recent, or maybe you're just an introvert. But how are you going to gain experience without creating experiences? You know, by putting yourself out there and committing to trying new things. Not only are you developing yourself as a person, but you are also offering more to your potential partner. Women want a guy that can offer them fun experiences. Traveling, camping, pumpkin patches, heck, maybe even working on cars or going to the range. Continue to try to learn new things. You make yourself a lot more interesting. Focus on career growth, personal hygiene. It's a big one right there. The way you dress and present yourself. Continue to work on yourself even if you're not in search of love or have already found it. Don't ever forget that. These are the type of things that you probably hear from everyone, right? I think we have to kind of take a step back and really look at other things that are maybe not so commonly mentioned. You live in a dead city. If you live in a small city, you're not going to go out there and meet people. Maybe you have the opportunity to go to a different city for school or work. Take that chance. When you're going to be in New York City compared to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, no hate to Alabama, but you're going to have a lot more chances meeting people and developing those skills that are going to carry on with you outside of dating as well. Stop chasing women in their DMs. Stop scrolling, stop gooning. That is really going to deter your perception, and you're just going to have a mind that's controlled by lust. You're going to have this image in your mind. You're going to see these certain things. You're going to see the way people portray themselves online, which is really going to mess up your judgment of how a relationship really works. It takes a lot of work. You have unrealistic expectations. Social media has clouded your judgment, and a lot of guys, unfortunately, are driven by lust. They're driven by this lack of perception. So we've covered a lot of the stuff that people usually talk about: confidence, communication, overcoming rejection. But what if I told you that there's one thing that lies at the core of all these things? Expectations. Let me make one thing clear. You're not going to find the perfect girl. She doesn't exist. Stop setting unrealistic expectations. Truly, none of us are perfect, and we're all on this path of figuring out life. I always tell my friends to sit down and make a list of the top 10 things you want in a girl: beauty, wealth, social status, education, personality traits, shared hobbies, whatever. Rank them most important to last. You need to see what things you value the most in a partner. Some questions that you should be asking yourself and your potential partner are: what are the roles of a man and a woman in a relationship? How would you describe the culture of your household? What are your thoughts on marriage? What's an ideal timeline when it comes to tying the knot? Do you want kids? If so, how many? What values do you think we should provide our children? What role does religion play in your life? You can discuss politics as well. When you're in a relationship with someone, it's two people coming together. If you don't figure out those core things that are going to hold the ship together, everything's just going to fall apart. My heart goes out to the young guys. It's difficult navigating the space. Our forefathers had it a lot easier. We have to make sure that we're excelling in all facets of life. And I think we really need to just sit down and have that discussion with ourselves and address some of these core things that are hindering us from approaching this the right way. Now, I'm not no love guru, but I hope some of these points can inspire young guys that are out there. Everybody's timeline is going to be different. You might find love in a different place. You might have to travel across the other side of the world in order to find that. And that's okay. Don't try to fit into this norm that society has built. What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear from others in the comments. I hope you all enjoyed this quick video about some things that help me understand how I should approach women. And I'm looking forward to making more videos on topics like this. There's so much more we can dive into. I hope someone, if even one person, can take benefit from this video. My name is Sam Sagar, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.